introductory?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Alrighty. And it really is a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be in your presence, sir. We have here today the man, the myth, the legend himself. But before we introduce him, let me just say my name is Cedric Keeler, and I have definitely learned a tremendous amount and consider myself not only a student of him, but a disciple of his teachings. And that's how profound and prolific this amazing human being is. He is not only a man of great wisdom, great wealth, but great integrity and character. So it is truly a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with the one, the only, Mr. Edward Townsend. How are you doing this wonderful and amazing day?
Doing good.
Thank you, sir. You know, as I said in the introduction, sir, you are an amazing individual. You've helped a countless amount and many, numerous individuals and families understand what it means to be wealthy, what it means to be financially secure, what it means to be able to take care of those needs and necessities, as well as do some of the wants and the desires that most of us inquire. I'd like to begin with, can you give a little bit of background about yourself? What, beginnings did you have? And, what inspired you to be such an inspiration today?
All right, that's very easy. I grew up poor in southern Arkansas, and my upbringing was like nothing. We just lived. We had no electricity, no running water, and all my life I had to work hard. And when my grandfather and my whole family worked a whole year, and at the end of the year they got no pay. Okay, we borrowed it from the store, we bought this, so we had no pay at the end of the year. So as I was growing up, I said, you know what, if I ever get old enough, 18, 19, 20 years old, to get on my own, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go find something better than this. See, I didn't have nothing to look forward to because we had no TV, we had no radio. Wow. So just people around was the only thing outside of me that I could look at, and all of them was doing the same thing. It was on a farm. As a matter of fact, it was a tractor farm and a cow farm. So I call it was the early last stage of slavery. Every house was the same color, the same built, and we lived on a farm, and that was it. And that got me to start thinking. And then one day I was at a neighbor's house, and they had a grit newspaper. Grit newspaper, 15 cents. So I started selling the grit newspaper, sent them 10 cents, and I kept a nickel. They give you a pocket knife for a gift or something like that, man. And I started looking through the thing, and I started seeing oceans and cities and all of this. So man, that's a whole nother world. That was my outlook to the outside of the world from grit newspaper. So that was my first step into entrepreneurship. Because I was selling the newspaper, giving them 10 cents, keeping a nickel, and I'd get prizes, knives, and different things along the way. So that was my first step outside of it. So I went into the Navy. I stayed in the Navy for 22 years, retired, got out, same boat, no money. So it was just like I had to start a job. I got a few jobs, and I found out that jobs wasn't for me. So back during the .com area, when the calling cards and all these things were very, very popular. And I started doing different businesses. So I had about 20-something businesses at first.
Wow.
20-something businesses. But you know what? I learned something out of each business. A technique or something that stayed with me. And now, out of all the 20-plus years that I've been doing it, everything that I've learned and put together, I created my own company.
Wow.
Wealth Creator, LLC. Now it's finally to take on his own name, his own brand, and now I built wealth out of that in the process. Most people look for wealth after they start their business 100%, but I had wealth before starting my business because that's what we were taught. We had 4 very important principles and that we went by, and I learned those principles and I use those principles today. 4 very important principles.
That's really amazing how you talked about grit. And that's what you've shown throughout the course of your businesses, owning or working in 20 businesses and becoming capable and able to be financially sound, and actually naming your business Wealth Creation and Creator. I'd like to ask you, with the things that you mentioned specifically those 4 tips or those 4
Yes.
ideas, those 4 concepts.
Yes.
I know the people out there watching definitely want to hear those things so they can take benefit from them.
Well, number 1 is business ownership. Okay, you can't build wealth without business ownership unless you try and take a chance like everyone else with the lottery, or you inherit it. In my case, there was no inheritance, so that was out of the question. See, and so business ownership is the key to wealth. And if you build it, you own it. My upline leader I heard him tell his story. He made over $250,000 in corporate America. His name was Steve Johnson out of Michigan. And he says that he was making good money, but it was something that he's missing. God had told him something about wealth. And then he joined our company because he heard the word wealth creation. And that's what brought him to it. And he said, then I turned around and seen the mission statement. The mission statement said to build a business, an institution that astounds the world, so that the Lord God Almighty would get all the praises and glory, to help thousands and even millions of people to be a blessing in their community, and with their fellow man, we win by execution. He said, and that just let him know that he was in the right place at the right time. So he left corporate America. His wife was like irate. Everybody saying he was crazy.
He left a
$250,000 a year job.
Wow.
And started his own business. But he said, now I own the business. See, people miss the point. I own the business. I go to work when I get ready. I spend much money as I want to. I don't have to worry about protocol and all of the other stuff that they had me doing to build their wealth, for their generational wealth, for their family. I had to have it for mine. And that's what he did. So he passed that on to, that was in the first principle of business ownership. You got to own something. You got to own what you control. If you don't, just like any individual with a job, they are there working, but the wealth is built on the other side. See, it's called asset, which that's the second principle. I just go right into it. The second principle is asset leveraging. Okay, now what they did on his job, they asset leveraged him. For 18 years, they asset leveraged him. He said he got enough degrees to put all over the wall. Okay, but he had no ownership. And he was being asset leveraged other than having asset leveraging working for him. And what that means is when you got a job, your people that you're working for is asset leveraging you, your time, your education, your labor, and your money, because they control that too.
Now, when you say asset leveraging, what do you specifically mean?
Asset leverages mean that, okay, I can't build a corporate company and a $1 billion company by myself. So I hire other people with different types of skills and in certain areas and talents and things. So we asset leverage them to build wealth for yourself. It's not a bad thing, but it's what's happening. Everybody need to be doing it to benefit from it, okay? It's just like, okay, I got 6,000 people in my organization, so I asset leverage them, but see, they have the same opportunity that I do to build a multi-million-dollar business and asset leverage other people to get it done. Not in a bad way, because we're going to teach them how to do the same thing. But in corporate America, they asset leverage you and give you no choice. You can't get a pay raise when you get ready. You can't go on vacation when you get ready. So that's bad asset leveraging.
You get fired when you're not ready?
Yeah, you get fired if you don't do what I say. And he said, I was a thinking man. And things that I had could bring to the table that I felt would make the company better, they said, this is my company. This is what I'm building. To work here, you got to do it the way we want it, or I want it, or you can go.
Right.
And that's what asset leveraging is, okay? You need asset leveraging in your life, because you can't build wealth by yourself. You got to have a secretary, you got to have lawyers, you got to have people to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't type. So eventually I'm going to hire a secretary. So I'm asset leveraging her talents and her skills on typing. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
So that's what asset leveraging is. Okay?
And that's the principle number 2.
That's the principle number 2. Now, principle number 3 is red hot trend.
That sounds very interesting.
But let me switch it around. Residual income is number 3. Sorry about that. Residual income is number 3. Now, residual income, you're getting paid off of work that you've done previously. say, I'm getting paid right now for work I did 20 years ago.
Is that possible?
Oh yeah, it's possible. It's called residual. So it's better than retirement. It's better than the market for investing. Now, you can make more investing when you put more into it. Most people can't do that. But residual income, just say for instance, I got 1,000 people on my team, right? So I get paid $5 per person every single month. So that's $5,000 a month. And if I add 1,000 more, it keep going up and up and up and up. And that's what I built over the years. Residual income, along with income directly, okay, income for overrides, income in percentages on products and services, and bonuses. See what I'm saying? So that is residual income. Now the next one is red hot trends.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this red hot trend.
I can sum that up and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it, but what I tell everybody else is if I gave you a trailer truck load of 8-track tapes, could you make $1 million?
Probably not off 8 tracks.
That red hot trend is over with, right?
Right.
So you can't make money there anymore. So we on top of the red hot trends. From back then, we was a calling card. We had our own company that we actually did phone service. We took all the AT&T and Ameritech customers. We were the ones that come out with unlimited local and long distance for $49.95. Took everybody's customers. AT&T come back with a vengeance. They do the same thing. But see, loyal customers came back. So we got out of that industry because it was no longer red hot. Okay, so we went deeper into wealth creation. So we started in other avenues. We did a mall. Because see, now, when I used to go shop with everybody else, they gave me nothing back. Nothing. So now when I get ready to go to Walmart, Sam's, or JCPenney's, or Macy's, then I go to my own website and I buy from myself. I get a percentage there, discounted percentage, and then I get commission on the back end. See what I'm saying?
So you make money off your own purchases?
On my own purchase. See, one thing about it, in the olden days, see, when the company had its own products, if I bought them for myself, I didn't get paid for that. So being in the industry for so long, we decided that, look, why don't we just get paid for what we already using? So if I meet you and I'm trying to sell you nutrition, you said I've been with GNC for 20 years, I can't get you to be my customers, right?
Correct.
But if you're in business and you got greater or just as good as products as GNC, you can buy from yourself at a discount and get paid a commission. Wouldn't it make sense for you to buy your own nutritional product?
Correct.
So that strategy works for us. Okay, income shifting is shifting the mindset. My most powerful thing that I learned from my mentor, he said that I'm just talking in general, just like we're talking now.
Yes.
Because see, I have to get you to do that paradigm shift. I have to get you to change your mindset. It's no use in telling you all about how to make money and about building a business if your mindset is in the gutter. See, fear, doubt, and skepticism stop people from moving, and they don't know how to change that. See, but they tell me I'm lucky because I was successful. Well, from my mentor and things that I've been hearing over the years, I came up with another strategy. Luck. You're lucky. It's a difference between my luck and being lucky. People trying to win the lottery looking to be lucky because there's no strategy to that, right?
Right.
But see, if you take LUCK, my last 20 to 25 years, that's been my luck. L is for laboring. U is under. C is correct. And K is knowledge. I've been laboring under correct knowledge for 20-something years.
Wow.
So when it comes down to finances,
wow,
it ain't what you call lucky. You say, well, it's straight up luck. And when people start using luck, man,
wow,
their whole life would change. You know,
because you've been laboring under correct knowledge.
Yes, about finances. Yes,
and that's great, because I think that's the next segue into our conversation. Is many of us have been laboring.
Yes.
People are working more hours.
Yes.
Spending more time away from their family.
Yes.
Working more days.
Yes.
Toiling more than
Yes.
ever before.
Yes.
And yet coming home with less and less and less.
Yeah.
And that which they have is accomplishing less
Yes.
and less and less.
Yes.
And the stress levels are rising higher and higher and higher.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I think the movement that you're moving
Right.
is so important and so critical, is because you're changing and transforming, as you said, the paradigm of the mind.
Shift. Yes, sir.
Love to, really explicate and expound and break down how you talk about shifting the mindset into, the lotto luck and going into the luck that you refer to as laboring under correct knowledge. Love for you to really, break that down.
Right. Now see, I'm going to shift that paradigm back over to the other side of luck, right? Average 90% of the American people are laboring under controlled knowledge. See, because the people with the knowledge about finances control the other 90% of America, see? Only 10% of the people own 90% of the wealth. So they're controlling it. So that's the wrong luck. That's what Jobs have done. Jobs had put people in that side of luck, being controlled under knowledge. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you can't do what you want to do. So I've been doing it under the correct knowledge. It freed me up. It put me in the position to do the things that I want to do right now. I've been here 4 years, and I met people here, been here all their life, and nothing has changed. Because the first thing I ask, how long you been on your job? What is the difference between the last 5 years and the last 10 years? Can you give me a distinction that's showing a great value between the years?
Right.
Most people are in the same place because they already know. They're working from paycheck to paycheck because they're being controlled by taxes. They're being controlled by the lack of knowledge. They're being controlled by not knowing how money works. They don't know how money works. Money works for everybody that knows how it works.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you're going to get $1 million and you're going to go spend it on everything and don't pay off the car, don't pay off your house, spend all of it, just say 1 million, spend the other part, and now you got to pay for those things and you can't do it from a job, you end up losing it. So that's not how money works. See, stop working for money and let money work for you.
Wow, that's a great segue.
Yes.
Please reach out to Mr. Edward Townsend for more information. I know that you're salivating, and I know that you're waiting and ready and excited to learn more. So please, Mr. Townsend, give your information so that the listeners out there in listening land can get more understanding and can actually get some luck for themselves, laboring under correct knowledge.
Sound good to me. Our office, we're having a grand opening here for Wealth Creator LLC. It's going to be November the 11th. Starts at 9 o'clock, and we're going to be here till 5 o'clock. Because, see, I want to give Houston a major enema correction. We need to do enema on Houston. Take away all of the misconceptions about wealth and give them correct knowledge about wealth. Enema cleans you out, so you can start anew, right? So that's what we want to do here in Houston. And we're going to start that on the 18th. And we're going to be here from 9 to 5. That's 11271 Richmond Avenue, Suite H11. H100, sorry. H100, and you can contact me at my phone, 501-944-5056, or you can email me at caded51@yahoo.com. Look forward to seeing you out. We're doing fun, food, and fellowship.
Wow.
And we're going to labor under the correct knowledge if you're willing to go forward. See, the train is coming through. You got your ticket already because I invited you.
Right.
So just hop on board and make it down and hear about the information that can financially change. You know what? If you do that and you walk with me for 1 year, I guarantee your financial troubles will be over. And that's a big statement, but I know it will work. All I need is someone that has a plan. You can't do nothing if you don't plan it. So plan on being here on the 18th.
That's it.
And that's a start. And we can go from there.
Wow, it's been a real privilege, pleasure,
Yes,
and
sir.
honor. And make sure that you reach out to the number and make sure that you plan on being here November 18th to change and transform your life. Thank you for listening and watching.
All right.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it.
Okay.
So